Hello there. This Ford Mondeo can barely move under its own power because the engine is knackered. But what's wrong with it? Well, there might be a problem with the piston rings, which would be very bad indeed, but today we'll find out for sure using this thing and some of that. Welcome to Car Spy TV. Right, some time ago we did a compression test on this engine across all 4 cylinders, and the results were, how can I put this politely, suboptimal. A bit like the weather. For example, among other things, there was very little compression here on cylinder 4, and that can be caused by worn out piston rings. Now, brace yourself for a detailed technical drawing. Are you ready? There we go. Now, here in the centre, we have the piston, which of course goes up and down inside the cylinder. And to seal the two together, we have the piston rings. There they are. So if the piston rings on this car have degraded, we won't have a good seal, and that would explain the low compression. Now, I know you're very, very impressed by this picture, and you're worried people are going to steal it, but don't worry, because look, it's copyrighted. So here's the plan. We'll do a new compression test on cylinder 4, thus giving us an up-to-date figure, and for that we'll use this piece of equipment here. Alright, we'll then drop a little bit of oil into cylinder 4, and that will temporarily seal the piston ring if they are indeed worn. We'll then repeat the test again with that piece of equipment, and if the pressure rises significantly, that suggests the piston rings are knackered. Alright then, now let's brace the weather and get on with it. Now, to do this test, we need to remove the ignition coil, which I've already done. We also need to take the spark plug out, which is mostly free. I'm hoping my camera survives the rainstorm. I have put a little hat on it, so that should help. There we go, one spark plug, which we shall put down there for moderately safekeeping. Now, we don't want a load of petrol floating around the engine while we do the compression test, and the easiest way to stop that... What's the easiest way to stop that? I've forgotten. Fuel pump. We're going to deactivate the fuel pump, and to do that, we'll simply remove the fuse, which is that one there. So that can come out like so. And also, we don't want a load of unnecessary electricity floating around, so let's deactivate the coil pack while we're at it. And again, well, that's easy enough. We'll just disconnect the power cable. There we are. What a beautiful day here in the UK. We now need to install the compression tester. This one's made by Blue Driver. All right, there's the gauge, of course, and we're going to connect this hose to that gauge. Something like that. And then this end screws into the hole the spark plug normally lives in, although I think to make it fit, we need one of these adapters. That one, I think. Yes, we got the right adapter. That's going in there nicely. And it needs to be snug, but not crazy tight. We don't want to wring its neck. Oh, that feels about right. Let's get the gauge in there now, which simply screws into the adapter. Okay. Right, are we ready for the test? No, we've got to connect the battery, which is almost certainly flat, so we need a jump pack as well. Got one somewhere. So I'll crank the engine over and you keep an eye on the gauge. Ready? Well, that's about 25 psi, which is barely anything. Oh dear. All right then, let's now pour a little oil down into that cylinder, redo the test and see what, if anything, changes. This oil, by the way, is 15W40. mostly because that's what I've got. There's the spark plug hole we're going to pour some oil into, and we don't need too much. We're not trying to fill the cylinder, we just want enough oil to cover those piston rings. Right, that funnel is lined up as well as it can be, so we'll pour the oil in now. In you go, oil. That should do it. Right then, let's now redo the compression test and see if there's any meaningful difference. Interesting. So the compression increased from 25 psi on the first test all the way to 50 psi on the second, so it doubled, but nonetheless, 50 psi is still ridiculously low. It's now a few minutes later, and I've repeated that entire process for all the cylinders. Would you like to see the results? There we go. So cylinder 1 started off at 140 psi when it was dry, increasing when it was wet with the oil to 175. Cylinders 2 and 3 both started at 230 psi when dry, and when wet with the oil, they actually went off the scale of my compressor's gauge to plus 300 psi. Would you like to buy a Ford Mondeo? It does come with half a bottle of oil. Anyway, conclusions then. Well, even in a healthy engine, I'd expect some increase in pressure between a dry and a wet test, but not some of these numbers. Cylinder 4, for example, going from 25 to 50 psi, that's a 100% increase. Even cylinder 1 is a 25% increase. That suggests to me that the piston rings are in fact not sealing properly, and that the oil did in fact help them along quite a little bit, but I can't help but thinking there are some additional issues as well, particularly around cylinder 4. Maybe the valve seals are knackered too. Look at the weather now, a beautiful sunny day. An hour ago it was pouring with rain and my camera was floating away. I'm curious whether this car will now start if we put everything back together, because it's a little bit temperamental at the best of times, and now we've been messing with it and pouring a lot of oil down the cylinders. So spark plugs in, coil packs in. We need to plug in the power cable for the coil pack. Where's that gone? Somewhere down there. Yep, that's on. And there's a fuse we need to put back in to make the fuel pump work. That goes in there. Get in there, you silly little so-and-so. There we are. What next? Electricity. That always comes in handy when you're trying to start a car. So we'll connect the jump pack. And then we shall find out. I've lost the clamp. Come back, clamp. There we go. Right. Let's test it. Come on, car, don't let us down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, burning a bit of oil. Not a big surprise. Smells really nice, as you can imagine. So, who wants to buy it? That's it for now. And don't forget to subscribe to Car Spy TV and to click like on this video, even if you hated it. And I'll see you next time when we'll be doing something else. Bye.